And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net, should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we'll stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our QSO-VLOG network is all about, trying to help people achieve the best sounding station possible. Thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the loudest, fullest sounding station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalization, very muddy, with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% of average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most all of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the QSO-VLOG network with the phrase, if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. And today we're currently featuring over 1,700 QSO-VLOG Aircheck recordings. Our mission statement for the network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics in current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It also allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. Again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers, monitoring New York, Pennsylvania, Georgia, and Virginia, trying to get the best copy on our 100-watt friends. Now the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6th position rotary selector. Also in this selector is our local receiver audio. And today our local receiver is running 2 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed north and south, the other east and west. The north and south mag loop can be rotated. They are selected by a 3-position rotary selector. Position 3 of this selector is a co-phase option that many times is 3 to 4 dB hotter than mag loop 1 or 2 by themselves. Also today on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR specially oriented dipole antenna. One leg of this dipole is broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg is broadside to Miami, Florida. As we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over for Montreal to Miami, with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. Also today we'll be running our input source indicator, so when we switch from an Internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch. You'll have to check it out on our YouTube QSO-VLOG video. And as we come together for another Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network, let us pause just a moment for the amateur radio operator's prayer. Lord, we pray for clear 20 over S9 communications today. Let all our transmissions fill the air and reach their destinations, QSA 5, to be understood by all. And as we pray for good radio conditions, let us also pray for good human conditions. During this time of pandemic that has challenged us all, we pray that you will protect everyone, especially our elderly. And also, Lord, we seek your divine intervention to bring peace to a very divided United States. As we go through a very conflicting time in America's history, with dark clouds all around, we pray that you will reduce life's daily political QRM between our brothers and sisters. And through your love and guidance, show us the way to find peace and harmony. Help us to communicate with one another 20 over S9. Thank you, Lord, and God bless and protect America. Amen. To continue, since this is an area of the band where we have many nets trying to operate in a very confined area, I would appreciate all stations checking into our QSO-VLOG net to keep their bandpass to no wider than 100 to 2900. Again, please, no wider than 100 to 2900. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network, and now let's check in and see if Charlie, K1GZL, is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Yes, Jim, I certainly do. You're running a 6 to a 9, but that's direct. As I don't have an SBR, so I do have copy. Go ahead, Jim, if you copy.
Roger, Charlie, I have you, it looks like about 15 over on the Milford SDR. Milford is one of the better SDRs I've found in the eastern part of the United States. So we do use Milford quite a bit. It's one of our 4 internet SDR receivers, along with Arlington, Virginia, and Rochester, New York, and Atlanta, Georgia. So back to you, Charlie.
Rochester, New York, and Atlanta, Georgia. So back to you, Charlie.
Okay, I have a recording I made of Captain Mike less than, about 4 or 5 days ago, as he was heading east from Sacramento, California, on his, not his, but on the company's Boeing 767 two-engine jet, and I've got him here at I think it's 35,000 feet, and I first have him on 20 meters, then we have him on 40. So here he is on 20 meters, not too far from Chicago. Then we go to 40. Here it is.
There, Charlie. So, great copy on everybody. And, I'll see if I pick you up there at quarter after on 40 there. See how that works out. We're right now about 80 miles southeast of Chicago. But it was a real pleasure there, Jim, talking with your mother-in-law, Helen, there. And wish her the best there. Hope you guys have a nice time there. So I'll sign with you guys and look to pick you up there, Charlie, at maybe a quarter after there. Over to you there, Charlie. K1GZL from KS4 Whiskey Charlie. 73 there now.
Okay, 40 meters.
I don't think I've ever had trouble sticking you up on 20 meters here headed in this direction. So, but great copy on everybody. Go ahead, Charlie. KS4 Whiskey Charlie. Good morning, Charlie. We're showing about 40 miles southwest of Cleveland, and we're at 37,000. Doing about 510 knots right now, showing 408 miles from Philadelphia. We're about minus 53. Go ahead.
That's 40 meters.
Philadelphia right now on the ground. It's cool in the plane. It's going to be a little hot outside, but great temperature 5.9 here on the RAD in Philadelphia here on 40 meters upper sideband. K1GZL from KS4 Wichita.
Okay, Jim, there he was, right on the ramp, just sitting there after he had landed. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. Well, I didn't notice much background noise as far as, band noise between 20 and 40. Both of them sounded just about the same, Roger?
40, both of them sounded just about the same, Roger?
Well, when the propagation helps, that's good. Although I did have, when he said he was south of Chicago, there was some line noise, but he was strong enough to override. I'm still waiting for the company to get up here, but they have to do it in dry weather. When the weather is wet, we do not have line noise at all. It's gone. But once it gets damp and wet, the line noise disappears when it's wet. It was wet up until about 7 a.m. this morning. Then after 7 o'clock this morning, it dried up, and I did get on at 11 a.m., and I picked them up out in central Nebraska. And then as we progressed eastward on 20 meters, I started getting that line noise again, and there it was. So it's been about 3 years I've had a battle this thing, and they've been trying to clear up a lot of these connections, which has been a big job. They put new insulators up there, and what happens? They leak. So, oh, well. And I said, I asked these people working for the electrical company, I said, about the rest of the state, do you have this problem all the time with the rest of the state, this interference? And I said, generally, no. It's just you got a bad batch given to us up there in your part of northern New Hampshire, Coos County. They're trying to track it down because we don't want that all going to pot when we get into winter time, and it gets awfully cold up here. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. Well, it seems strange that even the new replacement insulators start arcing and leaking, Roger.
Replacement insulators start arcing and leaking, Roger.
Yeah, but there are other things, and they were talking about if they were clamped a little bit too tight, that might also cause some leakage. But it has been quite a problem. It has been quite a problem. They're trying to straighten it all out. They are trying to straighten it all out. But it's very annoying. Very annoying. Excuse my voice. It does go out. Okay, back to you, Jim, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. Well, I've heard of them using helicopters to spray washing liquid on those insulators. I mean, amazingly, you're really high voltage, but somehow they managed to get the helicopter at the same potential as the line, so there is no arc need, and then they do wash the insulators, which probably would solve the leakage problem, I would think. I guess it's like a debris, on the insulator that starts the arc, Roger.
On the insulator that starts the arc, Roger.
Well, yeah, it's all kinds of pollutants or anything else that gets out there. But it's, I think they're going to get it. When they do, that's going to be a day of celebration, Jim. Well, look, Jim, I know there are many people who would like to work you there, and I want to thank you very much for picking me up. Pick me up today, and we'll certainly hope to catch you next Friday. And let's hope that we're all in good health, Jim. So I want to say the very best, and thank you again for all the efforts that you're doing to help the Amateur Society to be able to work with their transmitters and whatever they have on the air, and you can give them the right advice from all the experience you've had in broadcasting for 50 years. So the very, very best, Jim. At least today, we didn't have that horrible static we had last week. That was absolutely incredible. KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie. Yeah, last Friday, we had this tremendous lightning storm somewhere, I don't know exactly where it was, but it really was some heavy strikes. It must have been up around Pennsylvania, because it was causing the Milford SDR to suck up under when a lightning strike would hit. So it was pretty intense, and Milford is using a kind of a slower AGC in their receivers, and so usually it isn't a problem, but these were sucking under there for about 3 seconds or so before it would come back. So, but anyway, we don't have that problem today. So let me say 73 up that way, Charlie. Thank you again for joining us, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net, and my name is Jim, better known in some circles as Dr. VKV, and we are recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We will post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days. So when you go to YouTube, just do a call letter search for KC9VKV along with today's date, 7/9/21, and that will take you to this recording. If you go to YouTube and just do a call letter search for KC9VKV, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page, and on that page you'll find 1,700 or thereabouts QSO-VLOG recordings. Lots of things to consider there as you listen to each person's audio and their setup, and gosh, I like that, I don't like that, I like mine, or I would wish mine would sound like his, so it's all about options. So that's what we do. We help you set up if you have a radio. Matter of fact, now, if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Matter of fact, now, if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
River Echo 3, Papa Charlie, Papa Delta 9.
Papa Charlie, Papa. This is KC9VKV. Go ahead.
This is KC9VKV. Go ahead.
Yeah, very good afternoon, Jim. Victor Echo 3, Papa Charlie. Just wanted to drop by quickly. Just check out my remote setup, and not 100% sure I've got all the levels set right, but I thought I'd give a call in and see if you can hear me okay. KC9VKV, VV3PCP.
Yes, sir. Not the best, propagation in the world, but you're in there, and it looks like you are running about a 3 dB dynamic range. So the setup is pretty good. I'm always, trying to get a little more on the top end audio curve-wise for articulation, but by the fact that you're remote, you're sounding pretty good, Roger.
Yeah, the fact that you're remote, you're sounding pretty good, Roger.
Yeah, okay, very good, Jim. Well, I'm just talking, I'm sitting in my living room actually talking on my cell phone, and the rig is in the other room, so I just nicely got it set up yesterday. It's an older, it's a Kenwood TS850, and running a USB serial cable connected to my computer, and then I'm using remote hands to control it, so it seems to work okay, even though it's on a current radio club. So that we can get what they may not be able to get from their home PCA. So that's kind of thank you very much for coming back to me, and I'll let you carry on and work some other stations and help some other people out. Thanks very much. Have a good afternoon. KC9VKV, VE3PCP remote.
Roger. Now, I did have interruption on Milford. They go through one of their gyrations. I was guilty of some infraction of theirs, and so they did dump me off. But I have to redial it back up again, so to speak, and we're back now. So if you wanted to give me about 10 seconds of the thing you like best about that radio, or the topic of your choice, I think we've got a pretty good signal there, and if you would like a better audio check, Roger.
You would like a better audio check, Roger.
Yeah, okay, very good, Jim. Yeah, I know that the struggles you have with Milford, and the struggle is real, that's for sure. But anyway, it's good to have them there, and it's nice to have the SDRs to be able to pop around from different perspectives and listen to signals, that's for sure. And as I was saying, I've got an older Kenwood TS850 set up with a USB serial cable to my computer and running remote ham RC4 software to do the control and so forth. And I'm currently using my cell phone in the other room to access it. So anyway, that's the setup here. So hopefully you caught that okay through Milford this time around. KC9VKV, a VE3PPP remote.
Yeah, Roger. And by the fact that you're using your cell phone, there goes the top end. Cell phones are notoriously shy on the articulation aspects on the top end. So I'm sure your radio EQ is fine. You're just dealing with cell phone quality, and unfortunately, whoever decided that we didn't need better articulation on cell phones is something else, And also, one of my pet peeves also is that it's a dual simplex. It's not really a duplex. So two people can't carry on a conversation simultaneously. It's kind of yay and back and forth like that, which I guess usually conversations are that way. But sometimes, one party might want to interject something in the middle of somebody else's conversation, and you just don't do that with cell phones because the other party's got the throne there, and you're just going to sit there and listen until they pause, and you can get in sideways. Anyway, this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. My name is Jim, Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
9 Victor Kilo Victor, and if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo Delta 9 Foxtrot Juliet India.
Kilo Delta Foxtrot Juliet India, is that a Roger?
Kilo Delta Foxtrot Juliet India, is that a Roger?
That's a Roger. It's Kilo Delta 9 Foxtrot Juliet India. The name is Art. Back to you.
Roger, Art, and whereabouts are you, sir?
Roger, Art, and whereabouts are you, sir?
I'm in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Roger, Fort Wayne, Indiana. And what radio are you running, Art?
Roger, Fort Wayne, Indiana. And what radio are you running, Art?
This is an ICOM 746 Pro, and I'm running a NRAD M629 microphone with it. It's dynamic mic.
Roger that. Well, if you'd be interested in our setup procedure, it starts with you engaging your compressor at a 3. It's a minimum amount, but it does exactly what we would like it to do. So if you would be interested, go ahead and set your compressor up on at a 3.
If you'd be interested, go ahead and set your compressor up on at a 3.
Roger. I have the compressor right now at about 12. Shall I back it down?
Yes, sir, 3. You get much past 3 and you start to hear it work. And our setup procedure, we don't want we want to be as transparent as possible. So we don't want to really hear that compressor working. So a 3 does a nice job. Roger?
Really hear that compressor working. So a 3 does a nice job. Roger?
Roger, okay. I did back it down to 3, and I guess maybe that might have cleared it up a little bit and set it up a little bit better. I have the mic gain on here about 75%.
Roger, Art. Well, what we want to do now, after we get our compressor engaged at a 3, we want to move to our ALC meter with mic gain in hand. And as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, I want you to adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. I had the power there. Hang on for a minute. 100, 200. 600, 700. Okay, let's do it right about there.
Alrighty, conditions kind of shifting around a little bit, but so if you have your mic gain set for your ALC to be reading mid-scale to 2/3, we could go to your equalization page, if you know where that is. Do you know where your EQ is on that radio?
If you know where that is, do you know where your EQ is on that radio?
No, I don't.
Okay, Art, let me give you a note to self. As you find out where your EQ is on that radio, what you want to do is increase your top end. If it's a 3-band EQ, bass, mid-range, and treble, you want your mid-range to stay flat, mid-range flat, and you want to boost the treble by 3 clicks boost on the treble EQ from where you are at the moment. Roger?
Treble EQ from where you are at the moment. Roger?
Okay, you're going to have to let me know. You know this radio a little better than I do. I just got it yesterday. And I think you probably know it better. I lost it there for a minute because I was resetting my mic gain for about 2 turns in the ALC range. I have that now, so if you'll let me know where to get to the equalizer there.
Roger. Well, I'm not sure about your radio. What I would suggest, if you don't have a book, would be that you Google it. Google your model number, and it will tell you, it will probably give you a PDF on owner's manual or operator's manual, and it will tell you where everything is. And then I suggest that you download that and then make some quick notes about how to get to places without having to actually consult the PDF anymore. But anyway, so I'm gonna leave that up to you, Art, to find that how to get to your EQ. And like I say, what we need is about 3 clicks more treble EQ from wherever you are at the moment on that EQ. Roger?
EQ from wherever you are at the moment on that EQ. Roger?
Okay, I lost you for a minute. The band's conditions are swinging up and down, but I will set that treble. I know where the bass is, but I'm at 0 on the bass, and I'll set that treble. Okay, thank you for your help. I appreciate it.
Roger, Art. Thank you, sir. 73, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and maybe get a hold of us next Friday, and let me hear that new EQ with that +3 clicks boost on your treble EQ. In the meantime, if you want to hear what your audio sounds like, if you go to YouTube and call it a search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 7/9/21, that will take you to this recording. Give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. Roger?
This recording, give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. Roger?
Okay, Roger. Thank you very much. I appreciate your help, and I'll work on my equalizer and get it straightened out. Set me freeze and keep up the good work.
Roger, Art, thanks so very much, sir. You have a great afternoon, and I'm bringing up Atlanta. I got dumped off Atlanta, so I think we're back on Atlanta SDR. Anyway, this is it's kind of a constant effort to keep these 4 internet SDRs running, because there's all kinds of things that occur that you get bumped off. You get bumped off if it's for inactivity. You get bumped off for too much activity. You just got to keep trudging on, and it's kind of like. What did they call it? The one-arm paper hanger. You're just constantly trying to keep the internet SDRs up as you try to keep yourself together as far as other things that are happening. Anyway, this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Kilo 2 Lima Charlie.
Is a Lima Lima Charlie station come back slowly phonetically with the call sign, please?
Lima Lima Charlie station, come back slowly phonetically with the call sign, please.
Lima Lima Charlie station, I can hear you back in there, but I need to find a better path. So if you would give me about 10 seconds on your antenna system, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path. Roger?
Your antenna system, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path. Roger?
Roger, Roger. This is Kilo 2, Lima Lima Charlie, located in Lynchburg, Virginia. That's the central portion of Virginia. This is Kilo 2, Lima Lima Charlie, Lynchburg, Virginia.
Roger, Roger, Lima Lima Charlie. Sound like you hit the big switch. You came up about 15 dB from where you were. Just bingo, Roger.
15 dB from where you were. Just bingo, Roger.
Roger. Well, I changed antennas, thinking it's just propagation, is a fix. Antennas, and that seemed to help. Good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm doing fine. And what's the name there, sir?
I'm doing fine. And what's the name there, sir?
The name is Linwood, Lima, India, November, Whiskey, Oscar, Oscar, Delta. We have chatted before. I'm on a new radio and a new microphone, well, new radio to me, and I just thought I would check in with you and get your opinion this afternoon.
Yes, sir. What radio is that?
Yes, sir. What radio is that?
Okay, this is an ICOM 7600. I'm going into a small Tokyo power amp into an 80-meter offset Fenner dipole, and I'm using a Shure MV7, Man Victor 7 microphone. Did you copy all of that?
Yes, sir. I've got a 15 over on your Linwood. Very good signal. Okay, so let's go for the setup here. It calls for you to engage your compressor at a 3. A token amount, but it does exactly what we need to do as far as getting our dynamic range squared away. So if you would engage your compressor at a 3, on and at a 3.
Engage your compressor at a 3, on and at a 3.
It was already there, Jim.
Roger, Roger. Now move to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Adjust your mic gain to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, hold on a second. Sorry. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. My ALC is smack dab in the middle, Jim.
Roger, Roger. Okay, now do you know where your equalization is on that radio?
Roger, Roger. Okay, now do you know where your equalization is on that radio?
Indeed, I do. It is, the treble is at a +1, and the bass is at 0.
Alrighty, let's take the treble EQ 2 clicks more boost. I guess that would be a 3 total. 2 dB boost from 2 click boost from where you are. Treble EQ, Roger.
2 dB boost from 2 click boost from where you are. Treble EQ, Roger.
All right, that's moving it up to a sorry. There we go. There's a 3 right there. There's the boost to 3. And the bass is still sitting at 0.
Yes, sir. Now, let's go on the bottom end on the bass and move that up 2 clicks. 2 clicks boost on your bass.
2 clicks. 2 clicks boost on your bass.
Okay, Jim, this is now 2 clicks of boost on the bass, so I have a +3 on the treble and a +2 on the bass.
Roger, Roger. And I'm assuming that's a 3-band, and so your mid control is at plus or minus 0?
Mid control is at plus or minus 0.
Okay, somebody has jumped in beside you down here, and I caught the last. I really missed the last part of what you said, but I think you said that it sounded better like it is, Jim. One more time, please.
Yes, sir. It's sounding really good where it is. Just curious, is that a 3-band EQ? And if so, your mid-range EQ should be in the flat mode.
If your mid-range EQ should be in the flat mode.
Unfortunately, it is only a 2-band EQ, treble and bass. Just treble and bass, Jim.
Yes, sir. Well, that's the same thing. See, used to be when you were, you would have a 3-band, and the whole idea is balance of the top end to the mid-range and the bottom end to the mid-range. And they said, gosh, if we're always referencing the mid-range and the mid-range is going to be flat, why even put it in there? So modern radios a lot just use a 2-band EQ, top and bottom, with a fixed mid-range, and that's just ideal. That's perfect because that even prevents somebody from yanking on that mid-range, because if you boost the mid-range, it's so much harder for the top end to strike balance with it since it's boosted, and also it's hard for the bass to strike balance with the mid-range if it gets boosted. So by just having a 2-band EQ, it's perfect, Roger.
So by just having a 2-band EQ, it's perfect, Roger.
Well, maybe I should back the bass down maybe just a little bit, and hopefully that'll help it a little bit, Jim. Thanks for your help this afternoon.
Yes, sir. I would leave it exactly where it is. I'm looking at you on the frequency meter, and I would keep it right there. I'm also, I'm using Milford SDR, which rolls off at about 250 or 300, but I'm in a line working on that and keeping that in mind. I think your baseline is just perfect where it is with that boost that we just cranked in there, Roger. And also, if you wanted to, you could check YouTube for this recording later on. If you go to YouTube and do a call letter search, KC9VKV, along with today's date, 7/9/21, it will take you directly to this recording and give us a couple of days to get it uploaded, Roger.
Uploaded, Roger.
Roger, Jim. I will certainly do that. Thank you again so much for your help. Hope you have a really pleasant weekend, and thank you for your service to the ham radio community. This Kilo 2 Lima Charlie 73, Jim.
Roger, Linwood, 73 to you, sir. Have a great afternoon, a beautiful weekend. This is the KC9VKV QSO-VLOG net. We're recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Roger, here's somebody back in there on my local antenna, about 2 dB over my noise level, but if you would like to try again, this is KC9VKV listening. I heard somebody call my call sign, trying to get to me. I can hear you back in there. Maybe just come up on that mic for a minute and give me your call sign. Come up on that mic and let me hear your call sign, sir. Was that Kilowatt 5 Tango November Oscar? Alrighty, and what's the name there, sir? Roger. Gosh, I looked around. I finally found a pretty good SDR down around Georgia. You're about 3 dB or 3 clicks above that noise level of the SDR down in Georgia. Come back and let me hear your name. Who are you, sir?
Who are you, sir?
Roger, your name is Mike. Mike, Kilo Echo, and I'm in Northwest Florida.
Roger, Florida. That's why the Georgia SDR is working so well at the moment. Okay, Mike, if you'd be interested in our setup procedure, it starts with you engaging your compressor at a 3. Get that compressor on and adjust it to a 3. It's a token amount, but it does what we need it to do, Roger.
But it does what we need it to do, Roger.
I've got the processor set at dial at 11 o'clock, and the microphone set also at 11 o'clock. I'm not aware of any other settings on this old machine. I was just looking in the menu selection as you were talking to the other guy, and I don't see anything else I can set over.
Roger. Well, I understand that your input level to your compressor does not have numbers. So 11 o'clock, we're looking for about a third of the capability of that compressor. So if you wanted to back that down to about a 1030, I'm splitting hairs here, but about just a little bit less compression, about a 1030 there would give you probably about a third of the operation of that compressor. All right, and then once you do that, then we want to go to your ALC meter with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, I want you to adjust your ALC where it reads mid-scale to 2/3 by way of your mic gain control. Mic gain control to get your ALC meter running mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Running mid-scale to 2/3, Roger.
Negative KC4 Victor Kilo Bravo. I didn't get all of that. I have set my processor down to 1030, and the mic setting 1030 also, over.
Yes, sir, Mike. Okay, now, do you know where your ALC meter is? Do you know how to bring your ALC meter up?
How to bring your ALC meter up?
Negative.
All right, let me give you a note to self. When you find out how to get your ALC, bring your ALC meter up, and with the mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, adjust your ALC meter where it reads mid-scale to 2/3 by way of adjusting your mic gain control. Mic gain control adjustment to get your ALC meter where it's reflecting mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
Scale to 2/3, Roger.
Roger, I got you, and I'm on the ALC. It's supposed to tell me that stand by here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's about mid-scale now, over.
Roger. Okay, and now, do you know how to get to your equalization on that radio?
Equalization on that radio.
Setting while you were talking to the other guy. That's in back in my menu section. I haven't found anything that resembles equalization, over.
I think I heard that you did not find equalization. Well, let me give you a note to self, and you can look for it, at your leisure, that once you find your equalization, you want to go +3 clicks treble boost. +3 clicks treble boost from where you are. +3 treble EQ boost from where you are. Roger?
EQ boost from where you are, Roger.
Again, you got hit by a lightning burst there, I guess. But let me repeat that. When you find your equalization page, adjust your equalization +3 clicks from where you are. Treble boost +3 from where you are.
Treble boost +3 from where you are.
Roger, I understand. Set the treble 3 clicks. Correct setting, over.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think you'll be in good shape there. And if you could or would check in with us next Friday afternoon, and we'll hear what that EQ is sounding like. It should be just perfect. In the meantime, if you want to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, along with today's date, 7/9/21, that will take you directly to this recording and give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. Roger?
Uploaded, Roger.
Roger. Repeat, please. Got hit by impulse noise again. Yeah, Mike. Repeat your last, Mike. I lost you there.
Mike, I lost you there.
Roger, Mike, 73, sir, and if you get a chance, join us next Friday. This is the QSO-VLOG net from now until 5. We record live. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
KZ4ZK.
ZK station, come back slowly, phonetically with the call sign, please.
Kilo Zulu 4, Zulu Kilo.
Zulu Kilo, this is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. What's the name there?
Name is Smiley. We've talked before.
Yes, Smiley. Roger. And what's your location, sir?
I'm in LOJ, Georgia, in North Georgia.
Yes, sir, in Georgia. And what's the radio that you're running?
Running 7300 through a Ameritron AL811H.
Roger. I think we could probably improve your modulation a little bit for our setup if you would be interested. It starts again with the compressor engaged at a 3 token amount, but it does precisely what we need it to do, Roger.
Roger, the compressor is set on 3. I'm on a Heil headset. I bought one for field day and liked it so much that I started using it all.
Roger, Smiley. Okay. What I suggest then is that you take that boom, move it out in front of you as far as it'll go, stretch it straight out as far as it'll go, and at the very last minute, make your 90-degree turn. So that boom, we're trying to get that boom out as far as we can in front of your mouth. Roger.
Roger, that's done.
All right, now go to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, adjust your mic gain until your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Roger, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
All right, Smiley, if you could be just a little bit faster. See, that's the thing. You want to try to see that where that meter is actually reading. And if it's just going up and falling back, it's hard to see precisely what it's reading. So that's why I suggested that you speak fairly rapidly to keep that meter up so you can pretty much tell where it is. And that would be like 100, 200, 300, 400, like that.
200, 300, 400, like that.
100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. I see what you're saying. Okay, it's a little bit above half.
Yes, sir, that is precisely what we're looking for. Now, if you could give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system.
Roger, we are on a combination dipole, 80-40 dipole with coils in the 80-meter side to shorten it a little bit, and that's where we are.
Roger, Smiley. Now I hear a tone somewhere. What is that tone?
That's probably the fan on the amp.
Oh, Roger, it sounds like about a 1 kC tone?
Like about a 1 kC tone?
Yeah, let it be my guess.
Roger that. Well, now since you are carrying that mic along with you, what's the possibilities of moving a little bit? I'm assuming that's coming off your power amp. Is that a Roger?
That's coming off your power amp. Is that a Roger?
Yeah, that's a Roger. It's sitting about the only place it can be sitting, about 3 feet from me.
Roger. Wow, man, that's pretty interesting for for that much. Now, what would happen if you were to move a little bit further away? Is that possible?
A little bit further away. Is that possible?
All right, I'm about 6 feet away now.
Probably not worth the squeeze. I could still hear it back in there. That's an interesting tone. I never have heard a fan quite that frequency. Usually they're a lot lower and you go, something like that. But gosh, that bear in mind. I don't know what to tell you about that. The only possibility would be, trying to get a better signal-to-noise ratio as far as yourself versus the amp. And you can just think about that a little bit. It's not anything that's competing with your voice. It's just there in the background. Roger?
There in the background. Roger?
Yeah, Roger that. I also just turned down the monitor a little bit. Maybe that'll make a difference.
And what monitor would that be, sir?
And what monitor would that be, sir?
The monitor in the radio, the 7300.
Oh, gosh, I would not run with that monitor on in transmit. I would not run with that monitor on in transmit because, if it leaks, it just causes problems. I would keep that monitor off in transmit. So, obviously you're going to have to need it in receive, but I would not use it in the transmit mode, Roger.
Use it in the transmit mode, Roger.
Yeah, Roger that.
Yeah, because, all earphones leak. And so when that leaked audio is not the best sounding thing in the world, and if that's getting into your audio in the background, that is not going to be a good thing. So just bear that in mind, or keep it just down to bare minimum, so you don't have any possibility of leakage. Roger.
Possibility of leakage. Roger.
Roger, okay, I'm turning it down and down and down and down and down, and I can just barely hear it. That's about as low as I can go. It's 8%.
Roger, and what we're talking about is your voice, side tone. You're hearing yourself on that adjustment that you're turning down. Is that a Roger?
That you're turning down. Is that a Roger?
That's correct.
Yes, sir. Great. Yeah, I would run that at bare minimum, just as least as you can, because, like I say, if you have leakage out of your cans into the microphone, then that's not going to help. Roger.
Not going to help. Roger.
Yeah, Roger that. Kind of taken into consideration, and that's the reason that I had the boom so close and had the gain down a little bit. But apparently that's not the way to go.
Well, normally, I want the whole thing about microphones is what's called proximity effect. And as you start pulling that mic towards your mouth, it starts building up bottom end EQ, so to speak. It's actually how folks used to tune their radios in the very beginning before people had onboard equalization. It would be how they address the microphone, because if you work it 1 inch, it's going to sound one way. If you work it 4 inches back, it's going to sound another. If you work it 6 or 8 inches back, it's going to sound another way. So they would use their proximity to microphone to come up with the equalization curve that they were looking for. Now, what I'm saying is, and I wanted you to move that mic element further away because I didn't want the bass buildup in your audio curve. Roger?
In your audio curve. Roger?
Roger, I understand, and I still have it set as far as I can get it from my mouth, as you suggested.
Yes, sir. I would run it like that. And also, I would run my ALC meter. Make sure my ALC meter is up so I can see my ALC as I'm talking, and I get some idea then about what's going on there as far as modulation, because the ALC is the Bible for your radio, and it'll tell you precisely what's going on better than your friend down the street. Roger?
Better than your friend down the street. Roger.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, I can feel. See, it's just bumping just that front half.
Roger, Smiley. Well, let me say 73 to you, sir. You have a great afternoon. I meanwhile am working on bringing up my Milford SDR again. I don't know what it is with them folks, but it sure keeps me hopping. And I guess we all got to be somewhere, and I would be lost without it. I just have to keep refreshing it, I guess, bring it back up. So anyway, Smiley, 73 down that way to you, sir, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And to hear your audio, go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, along with today's date, 7/9/21, and that will take you to this recording and give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. Roger?
Roger.
Roger, Jim, I appreciate your help very much. Good to talk to you again, 73.
Roger, Smiley, 73 to you, sir, and have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
N4XYC.
Station N4, give me your call sign and slowly, phonetically, please.
Okay, good afternoon. The call sign is November 4, X-Ray Yankee Charlie. Name is John, and I'm located in Chattanooga.
Roger, John, sounding really good here. I'm copying you on the Georgia SDR. It looks like about 10 over, 12 over, somewhere like that. And what radio are you running, John?
Well, I've already been listening to you, so I'm halfway there. I'm running a ICOM 7300 into a Meritron 811 at about 400 watts into a G5 RV.
Yes, sir. Beautiful radio there. Okay, what I want you to do is give me about 10 seconds on your antenna system, and let me see if I can copy you on my local receiver. Roger.
Roger. Okay, so a little bit of chat. So, I suppose you want since for 44 years, but I've been in business for 31 years and have been quite busy, so I've never really had a whole lot of time to dedicate to amateur radio, and actually I haven't been on the air in the last 10 years or so. I have a TS940 sitting over here that is set for so long that it won't work. I'm going to have to take it apart and clean it to get it to work, but I went out and I bought this beautiful ICOM 7300, which I love very much. And my ALC is, let me check it, see. I am partially blind, and I retired 2 years ago. My ALC is just kind of bumping the end of it, and so I've got it on the ALC. I do have my compression at 3, and my mic gain is turned way down.
Roger, John. Okay, you're using the hand mic for the 7300, the supplied hand mic. The best way to use that is pull it to the corner of your lips and talk across it. Do not talk directly into it. Pull it to the corner of your lips and talk across it. That'll minimize any mouth noise and plosives and B's and P's and all that stuff.
Yeah, okay. When I got into amateur radio in the 70s, I was taught to do that, and that's kind of a bad habit with these hand mics that I tend to chew it a little bit. I get up in it, and I'm talking across the mic now like I was taught 35 years ago.
Roger, John. Now, I'm saying, you can make contact with the corner of your lips, but just work across it as opposed to directly into it, Roger.
So, does this sound okay? Do we need to touch it up a little bit?
Maybe a little bit more to the corner, because I'm still catching a little bit of transients there. The whole idea, see, that microphone, the supplied microphone for the 7300 is an electret condenser mic, and they're very sensitive, but also they usually want a windscreen, and obviously it's difficult to have a foam windscreen on a handheld mic. So in lieu of that, just pull it to the corner of your mouth and then talk across it. You can actually make contact with the corner of your mouth, but try to talk across it rather than into it. Roger?
Yeah, actually I have a couple of windscreens around here that I had on a Kenwood condenser mic, and that little Kenwood mic with a little flexible gooseneck, and I bought several of those at Radio Shack, so I could probably fashion one to the front of this, but actually I have the mic turned 90 degrees, and I'm not speaking into the cartridge now. I'm speaking across. Actually speaking down, because I have the mic at 90 degrees. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Like I say, just talk across it. Now, you might want to bring your ALC back up and make an adjustment for talking across that microphone as opposed to into it, because you might be a little lighter in the audio curve by talking across it as opposed to into it. But if you have your ALC meter up, you'll be able to see exactly, well, I'm sorry, you're sight challenged, but, as best you can, reconsult your ALC meter after you are using that microphone talking across it. Roger?
Okay, I've got the ALC. Got the ALC mic gain at 19, and let me take a look at the ALC. Oh yeah, it's way down there. It's fairly readable. I guess I could kind of adjust the position of the mic by looking at the ALC. I like what you said about the ALC being the Bible, and I was taught that. But anyway, I've been out of ham radio for about 10 years now, and so yeah, I'm looking at the ALC. It looks like I need to turn it up just a little bit.
Yes, sir. So if the ALC is the Bible, mic gain is the preacher. So you might want to turn the preacher up just a little bit there. Mic gain up, that will be so the ALC meter will be running mid-scale to 2/3.
We'll be running mid-scale to 2/3. Okay, well I will probably remember that the rest of my life. If ALC is the Bible, then mic gain is the preacher. So here we go. I'm looking directly at the ALC, and I'm turning the mic gain up. Looks like the mic gain now is at 26%, but it's still well within the bounds of the meter. Over.
Roger. The actual mic gain setting is not important. The thing is the effect the mic gain has on the ALC. So the concentration should be on the ALC meter reading, and we're looking for a mid-scale to 2/3. And that 2/3 is important. It's not mid-scale. It's mid-scale to 2/3. Actually, the sweet spot is halfway between mid-scale and 2/3. But since you can't hit that all the way, all the time, we just say mid-scale to 2/3. Roger.
Mid-scale to 2/3, Roger. Okay, well, how about if I come back up another afternoon and we'll finish touching it up. We'll go into the menu and touch up the highs and touch up the lows, and that'll finish the job. Over.
Yes, sir. That's a good thing. Yeah, maybe next Friday, if you can, join us, and we'll work on your EQ. It's no big thing. That radio has a 2-band EQ at a fixed mid-range that doesn't even show up on your EQ, but it's there. So we'll be just adjusting the mid-range. We'll be adjusting the bottom end and the top end. And I could tell you right now, you want to be probably about 2 clicks hotter on the treble EQ from where you are. So 2 clicks boost, treble EQ from where you are. Roger?
From where you are. Roger? Okay. I will try to find that, and I'll try to be prepared before I meet up with you next Friday. That I'll try to. I don't know where that menu is, but I know that I can go. So, thank you so much. And good afternoon from beautiful Chattanooga. In 4
Roger, Roger, John. 73, sir. Excuse me. You have a good afternoon and a great weekend.
Good afternoon and a great weekend.
And this is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Whiskey or Juliet Mike Whiskey.
Juliet Mike Whiskey, come back slowly, phonetically with a call sign, please.
Slowly, phonetically with a call sign, please.
QSL to call is Whiskey Bravo 4. Juliet Mike Whiskey.
Roger, Roger, Juliet Mike Whiskey. What's the name there?
Juliet Mike Whiskey. What's the name there?
Name is Walt. Whiskey Alpha Lima Tango.
Roger, Walt. And what radio are you running, sir?
And what radio are you running, sir?
Well, I'm running a golden oldie. It's a Kenwood 440, and I guess the only audio buttons that I have is processor, which is not on, and the mic gain button.
Yes, sir. Well, gosh, you have pretty much what we need to work with there. Again, I would engage that compressor at a 3. We're only looking for about a third of its capabilities. So if you have a mic gain, if you have a compressor with 0 to 10, we want it on a 3. If it's 0 to 100, we want it on a 30. Roger, Roger.
We want it on a 30. Roger, Roger.
QSL, on the 440, all it has is just off and on the processor.
Is that right? You do not have any level control for the input to the compressor?
Control for the input to the compressor?
Negative. All I have is mic gain button.
Yes, sir. Okay. Well, let's engage that mic gain. And I tell you what, give me a 3-second, 4-second silent key with the compressor on. Turn the compressor on, and then key silently for 4 seconds, and let me see what goes on there.
4 seconds, and let me see what goes on there.
Roger, Roger, Walt, you still got a copy?
Roger, Roger, Walt, you still got a copy?
Yeah, QSL, I did it for 4 seconds. Over.
Yeah, that was a long 4 seconds. All right, let's try it. Let's leave it on and go to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, I want you to adjust the mic gain until your ALC meter is showing mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 on the ALC meter by way of mic gain manipulation.
Mic gain manipulation.
Yeah, QSL. I'm at probably 2/3 at that point. That's what it was setting on, and I guess that's like I say, I'm about 2/3. And before with the processor, I had done 4 seconds and hesitated to see if he would respond.
Yeah, Roger, Roger. Okay, that looks pretty good. Why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system?
And tell me about your antenna system.
Yeah, QSL. My antenna system, 200 dipole. It's only up about 15 feet. It's, well, I guess it's a flat top. And I'm at the base of a mountain in Limestone, Tennessee. Over.
Roger, Roger, Walt. Let me mark that down, Tennessee. All right, now I want you to tell me about the thing you like best about your radio. And as you tell me about that, I want you to have your ALC meter up with your mic gain in hand and adjust again that ALC meter for mid-scale to 2/3 as you tell me about your radio and what you like best. Roger?
Roger. The radio I bought this new, it should have had to be in the late 70s or early 80s. And it is, well, I went down, it looked like it disappeared at that point. I guess I'm about 50% scale there. The radio was, my father and I were both ham radio operators. We tested in 1960. My father and I were both ham radio operators. We tested in 1966, I guess it was. And I dug the radio out again.
Roger. I think it's doing you a good job there. I think you've got a pretty good handle on your audio level now. It looks to be about 3 dB dynamic range, which is what we were looking for to give you an average percent of peak modulation of 80 to 85%. I want you to, just for kicks, leave your ALC meter up as you transmit for the next few days, so you can see your audio, and you want to, maybe tweak that audio curve just a little bit more level-wise as you work with it a couple of days here. And again, the ideal level is mid-scale to 2/3 on the ALC by way of mic gain control. Roger?
Yeah, QSO. And while I've got you, I want to thank you a lot. I've listened to you for a while, and how you've helped people with their audio adjustments, and you know your stuff. So thank you a lot for your help, WB4JNW.
Roger, Walt. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. You have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And again, if you get a chance, join us next Friday. We'd love to have you. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Give me a shot. T-Light 4, Lima Alpha.
Lima Alpha Station, come back slowly phonetically with the call sign.
Lima Alpha Station, come back slowly phonetically with the call sign. Yeah, I just wanted to see if this is working okay. Kilo Mike 4, Lima Alpha, Cincinnati, Ohio, KM4LA.
Roger, and what's the name there?
Roger, and what's the name there?
Lima Oscar, this is Lima Alpha, this is KC9VKV, what's the name?
This is Lima Alpha, this is KC9VKV, what's the name? Yeah, I've got a copy on you, KM4LA.
Yes, sir, what's the name there, sir?
Yes, sir, what's the name there, sir? No, say again.
Lima Alpha Station, this is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor. What is the name?
This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor. What is the name? Name here, Steve. Name here is Steve in Ohio.
Roger, Steve. And what radio are you running, sir?
Roger, Steve. And what radio are you running, sir? It is a 7200 made by ICOM 7300.
Copy 7300, Roger. Okay, we have a setup procedure if you'd be interested. It starts with engaging your compressor at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does exactly what you would need it to do, because we want to wind up with a 3 dB dynamic range at the end of our setup, which is around 80 to 85% of average peak modulation. Very clean, but loud. And it starts with the compressor engaged at a 3.
It starts with the compressor engaged at a 3. Okay, sounding good. Thank you so much. KM4LA.
Roger, well, that's the beginning of it. Now, After you get your compressor engaged at a 3, you move to your ALC with mic gain in hand. And as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, so you can see where the ALC meter is reading, you would adjust your mic gain control to where the ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 on your ALC meter by way of mic gain manipulation.
2/3 on your ALC meter by way of mic gain manipulation. My gain at 60%, 60%.
Roger. The actual reading of the mic gain is not important. It's how it affects your ALC meter. Looks like you still may be hot into your ALC.
ALC meter. Looks like you still may be hot into your ALC. Compression at level 4,
Negative. That compressor should be at a 3. Compressor should be at a 3. And then adjust your ALC by way of mic gain control to mid-scale to 2/3. Roger.
We have mic gain control to mid-scale to 2/3. Roger. Okay, compression at 3. Compression at 3. Did that make any difference?
Is that the handheld provided mic for the 7300?
Handheld provided mic for the 7300? Mic gain is 60%, 60%.
Steve, can you hear me pretty good, buddy?
Steve, can you hear me pretty good, buddy? Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. Is that the mic gain, the mic that was furnished with the 7300, the hand mic that came with the 7300?
7300, the hand mic that came with the 7300? The 7300 mic gain set at 60%.
The question I asked you was, is that the hand mic that the 7300 came with?
Is that the hand mic that the 7300 came with? Roger. It is a hand mic.
Is it the hand mic that the radio came with? In other words, is that the stock mic? Is that the stock 7300 hand mic?
In other words, is that the stock mic? Is that the stock 7300 hand mic? Yes, it is. It's stock mic.
All right. I do not work directly into that, sir. Pull it to the corner of your lips and work across it. It gets rid of a lot of transients and mouth noises that sometimes are louder than your words. So you do not want to work directly into that mic. You want to work across it, Roger?
So you do not want to work directly into that mic. You want to work across it, Roger? Roger. We'll try something different here and see if that helps. Did that help any?
If you got it to the corner of your mouth, sir, that will help a bunch. I'm telling you the best way to operate that microphone. Pull it to the corner of your lips and talk across it, Roger.
Operate that microphone. Pull it to the corner of your lips and talk across it, Roger. Roger. That's what I'm doing.
All right, now that we got all that worked out, let's go to your ALC. Bring up your ALC meter, and as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, I want you to adjust your ALC meter by way of mic gain control to where the ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3. Mid-scale to 2/3 operation on the ALC meter by way of mic gain control.
2/3 operation on the ALC meter by way of mic gain control. We're there.
All right, let me see a little bit more. You're still hot, so tell me about 10 seconds of your antenna system, and be looking at your ALC and make your mic gain control adjustments to where the ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Adjustments to where the ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. Okay, I'm on a dipole.
All right. Tell me something about the radio that you like best.
All right. Tell me something about the radio that you like best.
This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor. Steve, you still have a copy, sir?
Kilo Victor. Steve, you still have
Paging Steve. Paging Steve. This is KC9VKV. Do you copy?
Hey, Steve. This is KC9VKV. Do you copy?
Stolen by gypsies. 73, Steve. I don't know what happened to you, buddy, but 73, and you have a good afternoon, a great weekend. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Kilo 4, Lima, Japan Echo.
Lima, Japan Echo. Howdy, Jim. How's it going, sir?
In the Echo. Howdy, Jim. How's it going, sir?
Yeah, okay. It's going all right. Got home from work here a little bit ago, getting ready to go back out again. Good afternoon, sir, and hello after a pretty good while.
Yes,
sir.
Yes, sir. It has been a little while. You must be working pretty hard at the grindstone there.
Well, you must be working pretty hard at the grindstone there.
Yeah, we're working a while back up here at the rig. Trying out just a while back and just wonder how it sounds.
Roger, Jim. What radio is that?
Roger, Jim. What radio is that?
Well, this is an even older one than I had to start with. This is a Hallicrafter SR-160 transceiver, over.
An SR-160, is that a Roger?
An SR-160, is that a Roger?
Yeah, Sugar Romeo 160 Hallicrafters. And we're pushing the SB-220 about 1100 watts out, over.
Oh, roger that, roger that. So, does that radio have a compressor on it?
Oh, roger that, roger that. So, does that radio have a compressor on it?
We got a little compressor head of everything. No, what's that?
Oh, that's right. You have your outboard stuff, Roger.
Oh, that's right. You have your outboard stuff, Roger.
Yeah, Roger, we do.
Roger, Roger. Well, I think everything is copacetic. I just was curious if that radio did have a compressor. How old would you say that radio is?
Curious, that radio did have a compressor. How old would you say that radio is?
About 19, vintage 19, somewhere between 62 and 70, somewhere along in there.
Roger, Roger. Does it have an actual ALC meter?
Roger, Roger. Does it have an actual ALC meter?
No, it don't have an ALC meter, and it might be a little hot here now. Let me back off just a hair. Hello, 1, 2, 3. Backed off on the gain just a hair. I don't know how good that is.
I think where you were was excellent. Do you have a light? Does it have a light?
Where you were was excellent. Do you have a light? Does it have a light?
No, it don't even have a light. But the little compressor, I bought a R and L or something like that, microphone level compressor. So we're going in the compressor before we go through anything else, and it comes in through the microphone jack. It goes through the compressor, plug the mic into the compressor, and then go into the mixer. So it's microphone level as opposed to line level, Roger.
Roger. And then you're going after the, let's see, give me your lineup. Microphone, give me your chain after the microphone.
Give me your lineup. Microphone, give me your chain after the microphone.
Okay, chain is as follows. A microphone, a little bitty small compressor box with one adjustment on it, goes into the mixer, and then EQ in mixer, and then comes out into the rig there, and that's the way she goes.
Roger, Roger. Good sound, buddy. You got it all going in the right direction at the right levels, Roger.
Buddy, you got it all going in the right direction at the right level, Roger.
Okay, well, I was hoping so. I've been sweating here a little bit this evening. I tried a different arrangement, and I think this arrangement works better than the way I had it. I had it kind of unorthodox the other way. So
So we're good from low to high and all that?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Your 3 dB dynamic range, that radio's got a nice limiter in it, so your repetitive 0 level is just perfect. Get the Gorilla Tape out, buddy.
0 level is just perfect. Get the Gorilla Tape out, buddy.
Oh, man, well, it's like my dad used to say when we were doing hobby woodwork stuff. we were working on something made out of wood, like a picnic table or something homemade, and I'd say, how's that right there? He said, and the first thing out of his mouth would be, nail it. So that's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and nail it there, Roger.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nail it right there. Just perfect, Jim. 73, buddy. Good to hear you, and don't be such a stranger.
73, buddy. Good to hear you, and don't be such a stranger.
I'll try not to be. I've been playing music. I've been traveling the roads with a country, bluegrass, and gospel band there. We've been traveling around, and we're going out again next week. We got practice this weekend, so the good Lord upstairs has given me something to do to keep me out of trouble. 73, thank you so very much, and we'll see you later on. K4LJE.
Roger, Roger, Jim. 73, sir. Have a good afternoon, beautiful weekend. Again, to hear the recording, you know the spiel. YouTube, KC9VKV 7921. Bring up today's recording. 73, Jim. Catch you later. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. Got time for about one more there. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout. Station November, come back slowly phonetically with a call sign.
Come back slowly phonetically with a call sign. Kilo, Alpha, 4, Romeo, Papa, November.
Romeo, Papa, November, give me the call sign one more time, please. I lost the front of it.
Call sign one more time, please. I lost the front of it. Kilowatt, America, 4. RPN, Kilowatt, America, 4. Romeo, Papa, November.
Roger, Roger, Romeo, Papa, November. What's the name there?
Roger, Romeo, Papa, November. What's the name there? Name here is Bill, Bravo, India, Lima, Lima. And I've been reading the mail there for the last little bit. Sounds like everybody in the world has a 7300 icon. I just got mine delivered a couple days ago, so you're only about my second or third contact to get started with it.
Roger, Roger, Bill. Where are you located, sir?
Roger, Roger, Bill. Where are you located, sir? I'm near Knoxville, Tennessee, in Oak Ridge, Tennessee.
Roger, Roger, Bill. Okay, let me bring up my Milford, PA. Got dumped out again. This is a daily routine here, multiple times, but that is one of the great SDR receivers. All right, I'll tell you what, Bill, why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, so I might be able to look around and see if I can find a better path for us.
Around and see if I can find a better path for us. From between the chimney of the house and a tree across the yard. It is not as high as I'd like, but it's probably even at the roof of the center of it, probably 20 to 25 feet above the ground. How copy?
Yes, sir, Bill. I've got you on my local antenna. You're about 10 over, so good signal. So the setup for the 7300, engage your compressor at a 3. Get that compressor on and add a 3. It's a token amount, but it does exactly what we need it to do. Roger?
Yeah, I'm one step ahead of you. I noticed you talked about starting at 3 earlier. I was a little lost about how we get to 6. I think you had originally said, so you need to help me out in that. But I think your procedure otherwise, I've pretty much been following.
Yes, sir, Bill. Okay, we've got the compressor on and at a 3. Let's bring up your ALC meter with mic gain in hand. And as you speak fairly rapidly, 100, 200, 300, adjust your ALC meter to where it reads mid-scale to 2/3 by way of mic gain manipulation. Turn your mic gain up or down, whatever you need to do to get that ALC meter reading mid-scale to 2/3. Roger?
QSL 100, 200, 300, 400, 100, 200, 300, 400, 100, 200, 300, 400, 100, 200, 300, 400, 100, 200, 300, 400, and it's not real steady. It's I've got it turned. It was at 50%, and now it's at 80%. But I'm still. It's kind of bouncing anywhere. Well, it's up pretty high, I guess. Let me turn it back down a little bit. Now we're at 6. Well, right now it's about. It's still too high. It's. I'm trying to follow the peaks a little better than I was, but it's now it's still too high. It looks like it's about around. Yes, it's about where it's supposed to be now. Sorry that took so long.
That's all right, Bill. Let's take that mic gain to about 6. Is that what mic is that you're using on that radio?
It's the stock mic that came with the radio, which I plan to use for the time being. I did get a headset as well, but I'm not ready to quite fool around with that yet.
Yes, sir. So pull that mic to the corner of your lips and work across it. Do not work directly into it. Work across it. Pull it right to the corner of your lips. Now, I want you to put your mic gain at 60. Mic gain at 60. I want you to look at your ALC meter. And the trick about reading that ALC meter, the faster you speak, that meter will hang up there. And you can read it a lot better when you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as opposed to 1, 2, 3, because you want to see what that meter does under modulation content, and about the best way to do that is to speak fairly rapidly as you adjust it. Roger, Roger?
Yeah, I realized that when I was speaking before, and that takes a little getting used to. Right now it's peaking out above 8 or 9 on the ALC while I've got the mic gain at 60%, so I assume. Well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's between 6 and 7, I guess, and the mic gain is 60%.
Roger, so you would classify that as mid-scale to 2/3, Roger?
I guess that would be, well, it's still peaking up. Right now it's back up at like 9. Right? Assume I need to turn that mic down to.
Okay, do it at 55. 55 on the mic level. 55, Roger?
Okay, 55 it is now, and it's I'm back to peak. It's above 9, so it needs to come down some more, right?
Well, the thing is, you want to be consistent with your voice. Now the whole thing is, if you're saying different words at different levels, then that mic is the ALC meter is going to read differently. That's why, again, by speaking rapidly, 100, 200, 300, you're not favoring any particular number or anything. They're all coming out fairly uniform, fairly at the same level, and that's what you want to do when you set up your mic gain. So it would be one hand on your mic gain, the other your eyeballs on the ALC meter, and you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, and so you have consistency of your mouth generating the actual sounds. Roger?
Okay, let me try again here. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. It's still peaking out pretty high, up around 8 or 9. So I'm at 47 mic gain now.
Roger, Bill. Well, like I say, what you're going to have to do is learn how to actually modulate within yourself, because if you go softly one word and loud another word, you're going to get actually different readings on the ALC meter. So you try to be as uniform with the words as you can be, and that will help you with setting up your ALC. And that also is that you would address your microphone consistently. That's why I was saying with that hand mic, pull it to the corner of your lips where it actually touches your lips, and you're talking across it. And then, you're with your ALC, it's easier to adjust that way. Roger?
Yeah, I've been trying to do that since you mentioned it earlier. I do have the microphone, the corner of it, touching the corner of the lips, and I am talking across it, and consciously right now trying to talk at a more or less stable level. I probably am guilty of talking too loud. So right at the moment I am talking a little bit softer, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. And that does seem to make, I'm seeing a difference. That's a good education. It's now bouncing around between a 5 and a 6 or thereabouts while I'm talking.
Yes, sir, Bill. Well, the thing is, it doesn't matter whether you talk loudly or softly. The important thing is consistency, that you speak consistently at that level, whether it's loud or soft, and that way your modulation will come out right. What I would suggest is that maybe for the next couple of days, you run that radio where your ALC meter is on, and you can see as you're talking what that ALC meter is doing. Now, don't automatically go adjust that mic gain every time something does this or that, Just leave the mic gain pretty much where it is now, but observe where the meter moves as you speak. And, you can again, through your voice, determine where that mic level is, actually, But anyway, display the ALC, and you can see what's going on, Roger.
And you can see what's going on, Roger.
QSL KA4RPN, that is wonderful advice, and I very much appreciate your taking the time to talk to me this afternoon. Enjoyed it, and I'll let you go. It sounded like you were wanting to QRT there, so once again, thanks a lot, and maybe we'll see you down the road. 73.
Roger, Bill. Well, if you get a chance, join us next Friday. We go pretty much every Friday from 3:30 till 5, record all the way. If you want to hear what that radio sounds like, your last transmission was really nice and in the clear. We received it on the Georgia SDR. I have a thing that is called my input source indicator, which is a chevron on the right side of my screen that has it shows what SDR is involved, and it has a row of lights that move up and down as I move my control from one thing to another, and I'm doing it now just by way of showing that. It indicates what I'm receiving, where the audio is coming from. So if you wanted to go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 7/9/21, that will take you to this recording, and give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. Roger?
Days to get it uploaded. Roger?
Roger, that's good to know. I'll definitely do that. So in a couple days, I'll look for you on YouTube. I just realized I'm not holding the mic properly. There, I just corrected myself, I hope. So yeah, I'll take a look at that. Thanks again. KA4RPN.
Roger, Bill, and I'm just looking at your audio now, so get the Gorilla Tape out, tape everything down. Don't make any further adjustments. You're looking good, perfect where you are. So, don't do anything else with it. Just talk with it. All right, buddy. We'll catch you later. 73. Have a good afternoon and a great weekend. And with that, we come to the end of another broadcast. We see by the clock a dead fly. We've been a pumpkin here for the last 8 minutes. We record live from 3:30 to 5, and so we got to get out of here. But again, if you participated and you wanted to hear your audio, if you go to YouTube and do the call letter search KC9VKV followed by today's date 7/9/21, that will take you to this recording. Now, if you just go to YouTube and do a call letter search Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor only, that will take you to a QSO-VLOG page. We're running somewhat over 1,700 QSO-VLOG recordings for you to peruse through and listen to different people's audio and say, hey, I like his, I don't like his, I like mine, or I wish mine sounded like his. Options. That's the whole thing it is. So we'll say 73 for now. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is KC9VKV returning the frequency back to normal amateur radio use. KC9VKV clear.